Do inner circle relationships happen on their own?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
We've created for you access to over 503 Life's Inside Track, where we share insider tips, real estate insights, relational wisdom, even money goods. And the great news, it's true. And the great news is you can get access to them from home, from the office, or even on the go.
I love that. Money goods.
Money goods.
The money
Do good
goods.
with your money while you're sleeping.
Okay, good money.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Okay, so the effort's real.
The
effort is real.
It truly is. Yeah. It truly is.
So we're again with Suzanne Hodge and
Suzanne.
That would be Suzanne Hart and Taria Hodge.
That's right. We got the two names. So that actually can happen. That was a beautiful example. And yes, it was not intentional. I'll be honest, not intentional. And yet what's cool about that is when you're in community and you grow into inner circle, it really does start to get so entwined that it's easy to kind of not know where one starts and
Are you
one
saying
ends.
they meld into one?
Not necessarily two people, but the whole group starts to be so synergistic.
Oh,
that-
yes.
Yeah. And we start using common language.
Yes.
We have inside jokes. We have inside sayings. It's like, it's like we begin to, in some ways, be like one another.
Right. And so me mixing up two names was kind of an honest experience. I mean,
Absolutely.
sometimes I call you Yetta. I really don't.
She's talking to me, by the way.
And I was
Once
just about
again.
to say the question is, does he answer when you call him yes?
Absolutely.
I answer when she calls me anything. She can call me anything except for late for dinner.
Wise man. Wise
man. And so the real conversation, though, is do we nurture? Do we have to put effort in to the inner circle, or do they just happen by pure accident?
Well, I think they become the inner circle because of the effort. I don't think that my inner circle relationships would have grown into what they are if each person wasn't willing to make an investment in the other person, and investing time, investing input, investing resources. I think what's beautiful about the inner circle in my world is that my win is as important as your win. So the investment is, what can I do to make Ken and Yetta achieve their goals? And they're thinking, what can I do to support Suzanne or Taria in achieving their goals? And so we pour into each other in a very clear way. And it takes time. It takes energy.
You can't support someone in reaching their goals if you don't know what their goals are.
Absolutely.
Right? So there's an intimacy. And we love that word intimacy, right? What does intimacy stand
Intimacy.
Intimacy.
I
You're
love
looking
it.
into the soul, into the heart of the person, what their values are, what they desire to accomplish while they're on this earth. And you just can't do that in, like we talked about in the first section, the larger community. You can't do it with everybody, right?
Absolutely.
Your inner circle tends to be a smaller group of people.
But just think about it, though. You imagine wanting to have that desire or that level of intimacy with 100 people, 1,000 people.
Okay, we all just
that's exhausting.
heavy. Like it would be take
But
so
Tria's
much
gonna
effort
tell us
and
how to do it,
energy.
right?
No, she's not going to tell us how to do it.
But that's what it is. So when we take a look at, our inner circle, like you said, is that commitment. So who are the people that we are intentionally choosing to be a part of our lives that we could commit to and commit and grow the relationship? And I love to think about the people who are in my inner circle. They're in my inner circle for the long haul.
Yeah.
So these aren't the people who are, just for, a season. They're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, you believe it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
Because you don't invest to that degree if you don't really believe going into it, it's going to be for a lifetime.
And I think it's really important to talk about the different ways that people can be in your inner circle. Because I know for myself, I have individuals who are not at the same level, and I kind of play a mentor role with.
Yeah.
However, the reason they're in my inner circle is I contribute to them and they contribute to me in ways in which they can. So there's still that I'm holding you as important enough to pour into you. Then I have the inner circle who are peers, and we're kind of that inner circle. I think what's unique about your peer is we all have different gifts, talents, and treasures. So we come to each other really looking at how can I support you and help you build using my gifts and treasures. And then you have, I call it the mentor, where it's an inner circle person, but they're ahead of you in an area. And you're putting yourself in their sphere, if you will, because they model for you possibility, what it is for the next thing for you.
Okay, so they might be they might be 2 or 1 step ahead on the path.
Absolutely.
Or a dozen.
Or it does. Either way.
Right.
And you want to get to where they've gone or where they're going.
I think the thing to really emphasize is it doesn't happen by accident. It does not happen by accident. Like I know people that are waiting for this intimate group to show up. It doesn't work like that.
Well, I know I prayed for a specific inner circle in the realm of business.
Yeah.
I wanted a business related inner circle. I had beautiful faith inner circles. I had beautiful family inner circle. Like I had great people in my life. And yet what I really longed for was people that were entrepreneurs, that were business people, where we had a common language that was already there at the base and shared values within the context of business.
I think what's interesting is so we are each other's business inner circle, but we all do different things. And I think that's really important to emphasize because oftentimes people think it's, well, we all do this. No, you guys do something totally different than what I do. And Tria does something totally different than all of us. And I think that's also the beauty of it.
Right. So let's say what that is. Tria.
Social media strategist.
Mindset mastery expert.
And what on earth are we?
Real estate and relationship gurus.
I like gurus.
You like gurus?
No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
But I loved what you said, Suzanne, when you said, I believe you said this, it costs something to build that inner circle. And I remember the time, Yetta, you called Dr. Robert Rohn in Atlanta.
I do remember.
And you said, if we come to Atlanta, you know, he knew we were in Canada and he loves our maple dip donuts from Tim Hortons.
So we have shipped him some for his birthday.
Wow.
We bring him a dozen or so. But what was interesting is you said, can we have lunch? Would you mentor us? Would you have lunch with us if we came to Atlanta? And he goes, well, when are you going to be in Atlanta? And Yetta said, well, we'll fly down whenever you're available for lunch. He said, let me get this straight. You're going to fly to Atlanta from Canada to have lunch with me. Yes, because that's how purposeful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Looking for people to be in your inner circle or looking for mentors or whatever level it is. He might not be in our inner circle, but he certainly can give us something to help us push forward because he's way light years ahead of us.
Absolutely.
And I love the intentionality piece of it because are you intentionally seeking out those people? Have you identified them and know who they are?
And I think many people want to be in an inner circle. Like maybe you want to be in an inner circle, and yet the question is, are you willing to invest what is required to be that inner circle member? Like, what do you say?
I say, go for it.
We're grateful to be your advocates on the journey of wealth and wisdom.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward.